What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video, the Evolution Cup is here, and this has been by far the best team. I tried out a few teams this morning to get a feel, as it is Go Battle Day. So if you guys didn't know that, today is Go Battle Day, Saturday, February 10th. Just checking my date right there. Yeah, it's today, so you guys can do up to 20 sets. This team is just too good. There's nothing in this meta that can core break this team. Vigoroth is way too dominant. Dusclops is extremely bulky and has fantastic coverage with its moveset. Golbat, Shadow Golbat, is a fantastic sweeper because of the Poison Fang debuff. It is just way too good. So, if you guys didn't know, I mentioned it earlier. I'll pop up the thumbnail here for you all, but there is a live stream today with Trainer Tips, It's Axon, Soft Top, Speediest Chief. They're doing Go Battle League. You guys can get free TM, so be sure to tune into that. Dortmund also has a regional today, so if you guys love watching play Pokemon, that regional is live. And yeah, this team is too good. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, getting into the first battle. Vigoroth on the lead versus Shadow Dragonair. A Pokemon you guys are going to see a lot of, and what I like to do with Dragonair or Shadow Dragonair on the lead is throw one Body Slam and then go into Dusclops here. You're going to outpace to that charge move, and what's also going to happen is sometimes the opponent is going to throw right away, and you might be able to catch the charge move, and you might be able to catch a Body Slam. In this case, we don't. So we're just going to go ahead and let this go. Dusclops is utilized as the tank on this team. You're going to try to absorb as much damage as possible, and they swap in another Dusclops. I'm ahead on energy. I'm ahead on shields. You guys know what we are doing. Boom! One shots the Dusclops. Woo! It's going to be a satisfying day. Let me just tell you right that. Moveset as well. If you guys are running Dusclops, I had my return. I have two Dusclops. I have a return one and I have a normal one. The return one didn't have Ice Punch on it, and I didn't want to use my very limited charge TM, so I went with the Poltergeist one. Obviously Poltergeist paid off really well there. But Shadow Golbat here, I decided to come in with it because I can safely shield and farm down. And considering that, and this is why I said Golbat is a great sweeper, when there's only one more Pokemon left on the team, the Poison Fang debuff is deadly. Alright, get into the next one. Good game to my opponent right there. This time we have normal Dragonair. You guys are going to see this a lot. There are very few Pokemon that are going to be used, especially during Community Day, because people are trying to get those bonus rewards. So we're going to go ahead and go for one more counter and then swap into Dusclops here and soak the charge move. Aqua Tail, you guys already saw, it doesn't do that much damage, but they just, yeah, it is going to be Aqua Tail on this one. Now we will look to load up as much energy as possible. They try to swap into a Dusclops once again. Oh, it's so satisfying. Poltergeist right here. Such a strong charge move, especially on a Dusclops, but it gets shielded, unfortunately. So now our opponent is going to be put into a very, very tough position. They're going to have to KO me, and if they don't, and they go for Ice Punch, they're going to have to throw another one, and this is where I could take switch advantage if I want to, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to look to go for the Poltergeist right away, as Hex is doing quite a bit of super effective damage, and this should be enough to KO. Boom! Down it goes. And that animation is so satisfying. Now we're going to swap out right away into our Golbat right here. I make a slight mistake going for Poison Fang right away. I shouldn't be doing that. Why? They're going to swap anyways, right? So what I should do is hold my energy. Because if they stay in, I can go for double Poison Fang. If they swap out like they're going to do after this Rock Slide, I have the Poison Fang right away for that Dragonair. So a misplay on my end. I was going to shield regardless, but it's better to hold that energy. Now, Golbat here can survive the charge move. We go for a Poison Fang. Remember, we have our own Vigoroth in the back as well with some energy. So this should be barely just not enough to KO. And now because of our flying typing, counter is actually not going to be able to take us down in time. So we're going to be able to get to this Poison Fang. This is why I said I think Golbat's a really good sweeper in this meta because of Poison Fang. Just purely because of Poison Fang. We're going to swap into Dusclops as well to do the Hex farm down. And that is going to be a good game. Alright. Moving to the next one. Vigoroth versus Pillow Swine. It was pretty rare that I saw Piloswines, but obviously it on the lead is very positive for us. And they swap in Charge Bug. Now, this is one of those Pokemon where it's dangerous for them to swap into a Vigoroth because now we have access to Rock Slide. So I'm going to look to throw that right here. We do get a shield, and I'm going to swap into Dusclops now. This could be dangerous. There could be Crunch on there, but I'm gonna be a betting man and think that they go for Discharge and X-Scissor as their moveset instead of adding on Crunch, because Crunch's only real coverage is going to be to Dusclops. Maybe the meta shifts for that if more people start using Dusclops because of its bulk and coverage. And then obviously right here we can go for Poltergeist. This thing hits like a truck. Let's just be completely honest. It's a Dusclops too. Just goes to show how strong of a charge move it is. Boom. See ya. And Piloswine now coming in. Now I'm going to go ahead and pause right here. We're going to do one pause each video. What I'm going to do is, you might be thinking, oh, just throw the Ice Punch. If I throw the Ice Punch, it allows my opponent to get a free farm down, and I only have one shield remaining. So instead, I'm going to force my opponent's hand to throw their energy and go for my Poltergeist, because if I don't, they farm me down. As you guys can see, the Powder Snows. So I'm going to go ahead and just let this go. This forces their hand, and then thankfully this is going to allow Vigoroth to have a much better matchup, as we do have the 1-to-1 shields, and now we can go for Body Slam here. This is another situation where, like the Poison Fang with the Golbat, I should be just holding on to the Body Slam because I know they're going to throw the Avalanche anyways, so I might as well just keep my energy and just be prepared for whatever Pokemon is going to be swapping in, because they do swap in a Dragonair. So we're going to go ahead and go for Body Slam right now. This is going to be forcing the final shield for my opponent, and then we're going to look to go into Golbat, and Wing Attack and Poison Fang is going to make quick work of it. So that is going to be a good game. We could have gone, I guess we could have swapped right away, but ultimately I think holding on to the energy has been the name of the game for me of what I should be doing in some of these battles. So good game to my opponent. Unfortunately for them, the Aqua Tail, I mean, it wouldn't have mattered, but Vigoroth is just going to take this here with counter. So that is going to be a good game, very well played. All right, moving into the next one, Vigoroth versus Charjabug here on the lead. So obviously we threaten with the Rock Slide, and we have good neutral damage and shield baiting opportunity with the Body Slam. So we're going to go ahead and go for that. Body Slam, even if they let it through, right, that's a lot of chip damage that you guys can do. We get a shield, so that's actually really nice for us. And now we're going to look to go for that Rock Slide and try to see if we can KO the Charjabug. We're going to no shield. They do have X-Scissors, so that's good to know. And then we're going to go ahead and go for the Rock Slide, but they swap into Primeape, which is a good catch by them. Obviously, Rock Slide's going to be resisted, but Shadow Golbat's going to come in and put in some work. And this is going to be good. Now, I decide to manage my energy a lot better this time. I'm obviously giving up a shield, and there's going to be no surprises with Primeape's moveset. It's going to be Night Slash. You know the energy, right? So we can go ahead and go straight for Shadow Ball right here against the Charjabug. This is going to be forcing the final shield of this game, and now we're in a really good position with Dusclops potentially to sweep. So I'm going to go ahead and let this go. I want to give my shield to Dusclops, but they go for X-Scissor instead. That's huge. That is absolutely huge, because now I can go ahead and go for Poison Fang to apply that debuff. Obviously, it's not going to KO, and I didn't want to give a shield in order to go for Shadow Ball, so instead I'm forcing their energy and applying the debuff, all of which is very positive for me. And now Dusclops can come in and just start loading up on energy, and they have a Togetic in the back. So this is going to be a good game. Dusclops, in a lot of situations, especially with what Pokemon are available in this meta, with the 1-0 shields, is going to do incredibly well because of Poltergeist and Ice Punch. So we're just going to go ahead and go for the Poltergeist here. No need to worry about the charge moves, but we're going to go ahead and give up a shield anyways, just to make sure we secure the win, right? And Poltergeist nearly one-shots. Animation so satisfying. And we go ahead and farm down. And then obviously Charjabug in the back. We have the Ice Punch ready to go. And that is going to be a good game. Very well played. The name of the game, right? Energy management and getting a shield with your Vigoroth early or your Dusclops in the mid-game. All right, moving to the next one. Shadow Dragonair. This is actually a really good battle, so buckle up. We're going to do the exact same thing that we have done in the previous Dragonair battles, where we go straight for Body Slam, and then we're going to be swapping into the Dusclops here. Get ahead on energy, and we do catch the charge move. And I'm like, that was quick. Did we just catch a Body Slam? We did. That's huge. That is a huge amount of energy that was wasted, which is perfect. We're anticipating them swapping, which they do. I was hoping that it was going to be another Dusclops like we've seen before, but sadly I could have gotten away with throwing the Ice Punch right there against the Dragonair, and it would have been all good, because that would have been really nice to get that. So it might come back to bite me, but ultimately the matchup here against Vigoroth is they have to throw Rock Slides in order to take us out, and we can just continuously spam Ice Punches. Ice Punch is such a good move in this meta. It's coverage to Dragonair, it's coverage to Golbat, it's neutral damage here to Vigoroth. I mean, you're sitting pretty good, right? So we're going to go ahead and let this go. It is going to be Rock Slide. They have to throw another charge move in order to take us out, so we'll let them do that. And then we're going to look to come in with Golbat and farm down and have a lot of stored energy. So let's see what we can do. We do have the 2-to-1 shield, and they swap into their own Golbat right away. So this was a very good play by my opponent. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Poison Fang as the shield bait right here. Should probably just be going straight Shadow Ball, but we do get the shield regardless. And now we are in a very good position. I am kind of scared of a Shadow Ball, obviously, so I'm going to go ahead and shield. It is going to be Poison Fang, and now they're going to be throwing another Poison Fang right away. So I'm going to take this opportunity to overload on energy, because I'm going to go ahead and double shield and then just load up right here because I got the count. I could have maybe done one more wing attack there, but Shadow Ball is going to be enough to KO. And this is where we see the Dragonair come in, and I'm going to go ahead and throw that Poison Fang right away, right? Let's see. It does come in. We're going to throw the Poison Fang. My opponent makes a beautiful swap. They know my win con, and they swap and catch the charge move on Vigoroth. I counter swap into my own Vigoroth, and actually I counter swapped. I did a fast move right there, so I'm a fast move behind, which now is it's going to come back to bite me. Yeah, I would have had the Body Slam right there had I come in sooner. Oh, so good game to my opponent. Obviously, the catch there on the Poison Fang was a huge win for them. So really well played to my opponent. I caught the Body Slam, they caught the Poison Fang, and ultimately the Poison Fang catch is what won it. Alright, moving to the next one. We have Piloswine here on the lead. Good lead for us. We will see them swap out into Vigoroth. This is something I would not recommend, is never swap a Vigoroth into a Vigoroth. It's going to be bad news bears, because I have the count right now, so I'm going to go ahead and swap, and we catch the Body Slam on the Dusclops. We've already gotten their Vigoroth down to like 20% HP, and look at the health on mine. They decide to surrender. Good game. It's a cardinal sin, everyone. Never swap a Vigoroth into a Vigoroth unless you get an advantage in some way, whether that's health or shields. All right, moving to the next one. We have a Shadow Piloswine lead and a Golbat. So we're going to go ahead and load up and look to go for Body Slam here. Golbat's only real damage against Vigoroth is Poison Fang. They're never going to be throwing Shadow Ball. So this is an opportunity for us to allow one to go through, but not two. So we're going to let this first one go through. The first one will always not be the hardest hitting one. The second one is always the hardest hitting one, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to look to go for the Rock Slide here to get the final shield from my opponent. And then we're going to be coming in with Dusclops, but they decided to let it go. We're going to come in with Dusclops anyways, because I know they cannot get to Shadow Ball in time. They just don't have enough energy after going double Poison Fang there, right? So we can safely no-shield this. It's going to be resisted. We can farm down. In comes the Piloswine, and this is where I'm going to decide to go for Ice Punches, is because I could have gotten a Poltergeist, actually, but yeah, we're committed now. We're going straight Ice Punches. My opponent is going to do what I didn't want them to do in a different opponent in a previous matchup, which is overload on energy. So they actually throw here, which is actually really nice because I wasn't anywhere near another Ice Punch, so that is fine by me. I'm going to come in with the Vigoroth, and look to counter down, and hopefully they don't get to another charge move. So beautiful. Okay, we still got the ones, and it's going to be a Togetic in the back, so we're going to go ahead and go for Rock Slide to force that final shield, and then swap into our Golbat, and that's going to be a good game. Now, there's a good learning lesson we can have right here. I have never faced off against Togetic with a Shadow Golbat before. Obviously, Ancient Power does a lot of damage. That is something to look out for. Secondly, they do make a good swap right there trying to catch the charge move. Secondly, Shadow Ball is not enough. Shadow Ball is not enough. I thought, okay, just go straight Shadow Ball. It's nowhere near enough. So now I'm going to be forced to go for Poison Fang. And with Fairy Wind as a fast move, they might be able to get to another Ancient Power. So I go ahead and shield. It is going to be the Aerial Ace. And thankfully, we do get to the Poison Fang in time. But in hindsight, go double Poison Fang. Watch out for Ancient Power, okay? Good game to my opponent. Alright, moving to the next one. Vigoroth versus Golbat here on the lead. Same as before when we faced off against Golbats is Poison Fang hurts. The first one doesn't. Second one, you got to shield. And we have an opportunity to shield bait with Body Slam, so we're going to look to try to do that. As Poison Fang, we just let it go. And then we're going to look to go for, I believe I go for Body Slam. Maybe I go for Rock Slide on this one. I was switching it up. Ideally, you want to just try to get shields. That's the whole goal. So we get a shield. We swap out into Dusclops here because they were at 5 wing attacks, which means it's going to be another Poison Fang. So we do catch that charge move. And they swap in a Primeape. And I'm like, all right. Primeape right here does have Night Slash. So you got to respect that. We are debuffed as well. So the Night Slash does a lot more damage. But ultimately, these Ice Punches and Hexes are really going to add up. Now, I could have gone straight Poltergeist right there, but what I didn't want to happen was to give the opponent's Golbat more energy for them to come in and just hard farm me, because that's something deadly to deal with, is a Golbat with energy in this meta, which is why I'm building this team around mine with energy, right? So we let this go. I have the 2-to-1 shield advantage, not too concerned. Their Golbat's out of energy. They did get the boost right there, but sadly they go down. And then now we get to see what's going to be coming in. It is going to be a Vigoroth. So we're going to treat this a little bit differently. That mistake I made before where I didn't have a Poison Fang ready to go for that Dragonair in a previous matchup, we're gonna flip that around this time because I know I'm shielding, and we do see them swap into their own Golbat. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Poison Fang now. In this matchup, especially this far ahead on energy, it is completely reasonable to throw multiple Poison Fangs just because of how much damage it does paired with Wing Attack. Even though it is resisted, I will let this go as it's not enough to KO, but now you guys can see I am trying to min-max my energy much better in these later battles with my Golbat, as this Poison Fang is enough to KO. They come in with their own Vigoroth. Obviously, we go for a third one, and then we're going to swap into our own Vigoroth here because we have a Body Slam basically ready to go, and with the defense drop there, their Vigoroth is not going to be able to survive, so that is going to be a good game. That's why I like having Golbat as an anchor on my team. It is very solid, boom, at setting us up for wins, especially when you get yourself shield advantage. All right, good battle. Moving to the next one, Dusclops here on the lead. Dusclops lead, we can stay in. Rock Slide does a good amount of neutral damage, and we're obviously not going to try to shield bait in these situations. Golbat, there's an opportunity to shield bait because Body Slam still does great damage, but here, Rock Slide's not enough for them to shield. They swap in a Primeape, so I'm instantly bringing in the Golbat now, and I'm starting to think of what could they have in the back. It might be Vigoroth as well back there, but honestly, it could be anything. So I'm going to go ahead and shield the Ice Punch. I'm going to see if I can get a farm down, but I don't think I can in time because they're about to be at Night Slash, and I really didn't want to lose a lot of health on my Golbat here. So we're going to go ahead and KO the Primeape. Now, we're going to look to see if we can go for Shadow Ball here against the Dusclops that is likely going to be coming back in. Ice Punch, not enough to KO a Golbat. It's going to do a good amount of damage, but it's not enough to KO, so you don't necessarily have to shield those, especially when you're healthy like I was. I was well above 50% HP, so Shadow Ball does even up the shields, which is great. We're going to go ahead and I was hoping to try to swap in and catch the charge move and maybe save my Golbat with Poison Fang for the end, but ultimately I think this is going to be a good play. They do have Shadow Punch, so that is good to know. That is definitely good to know because Shadow Punch is going to do a lot better in the Dusclops mirror. So we have that knowledge for us, and we're going to go ahead and go for the Body Slam as they swap in a Vigoroth. So it was Vigoroth in the back. Body Slam right here going to do a good amount of damage, and we're going to keep the count so that 2, 3, 4, 5 swap, we catch the Body Slam. This is huge. We save a Body Slam on our own Vigoroth. We soak a very resisted charge move right there. It does absolutely nothing. And now this matchup becomes trivial. And what you want to do is just make sure you have energy for the Dusclops mirror in the back. We know they have Shadow Punch. We know that's going to do super effective damage. So the only advantage we can really get for ourselves is basically committing to a Hex farm down right here. So we're going to go ahead and throw the Ice Punch. The health is low enough there on Vigoroth where we just commit to the farm down. Just commit to it. You get hit with another Rock Slide, so be it. So we're just going to let this go. It is just a Body Slam, so that's even better. They swap in now, and this is where we can win the game. We go for Ice Punch to force the final shield, and then we swap into our Vigoroth here. After we soak the get the Ice Punch, go for the Rock Slide. We save the shield now. Their Dusclops is going to try their best to get rid of us. Obviously, they have to throw like an Ice Punch here, but by saving our shield, our own Dusclops can charge attack priority them, but they went for Shadow Punch there, and that is going to be a good game. Vigoroth one tap away, and yep, that is going to seal the deal. This team, I'm telling you guys, it put in so much work today. It is incredibly strong. These 3 Pokemon are top tier meta, right? We're starting off, it's going to be Go Battle Day. Today, Evolution Cup is only 1 week. The meta is limited, so you might as well just go in hard with an extremely strong team and overcome your opponent with smart gameplay. Like my opponent did catching that Poison Fang on that Vigoroth there in that Dragonair lead game, if you guys remember that halfway through the video. My opponent outplayed me there at the end. Great game to them there. But ultimately, this team has the potential. It's just way too strong. It's way too dominant. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.